Welcome back to the news at 10. Melinda Kilami joins us now with business news.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you so much, Amarachi. Welcome to Business News. The 2017 budget has passed second reading at the National Assembly. The Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogara, have referred the bill to the Committees on Appropriation. While some of the lawmakers insist that stronger institutions need to be established to ensure the full implementation of the budget, others argue that some of the parameters, including the exchange rate projection of 305 naira to a dollar, is unrealistic. Last week, both chambers had passed a medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for 2017 and 2019, paving the way for the full consideration of the bill. Manufacturers in Nigeria are tapping into resource-based industrialization to reduce their reliance on importation of raw materials into the country. The president of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Dr. Frank Jacobs, said this at a meeting of industrialists in Lagos, where his members agreed to have a better working relationship with the Raw Materials Research and Development Council of Nigeria.
Presently, the government has adopted that position, and therefore this is going to make it possible for our members to find their source of raw materials locally, because what we mean by resource-based industrialization is utilizing the available raw materials we have in this country to produce the products that we need, utilizing our resources that are abundant in this country to produce the products that we need rather than importing. So if we have an opportunity where investors can now meet with those that manufacture these raw materials or those that currently produce some of these raw materials, through the research of raw material research and development, it will help us and it will help the economy, because it will then advance that our cause of resource-based industrialization policy.
Some company news now. Guinness Nigeria has released its second half 2016 results. The country's second largest brewer made a loss before tax of 4.7 billion naira against a profit of 1.6 billion naira for the same period. However, the company's revenue went up to 59.49 billion naira against 49.83 billion naira for the period under review. Guinness's share price was down around 5% to 66 naira 55 kobo at the close of trading on the Nigerian stock market today. And talking about the Nigerian stock market, it extended gains recorded in the previous session by 19 basis points. However, analysts expect a weak performance by the end of the week. Bisi Adebayo has more on today's closing numbers.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. The broad index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange rose by a wider margin of 0.19% at the close of today's trading session as the markets recorded a positive market breadth. Price increases from 24 equities led by Photo Oil, Nascon and Cadbury helped push the market further into positive territory. On the other hand, MRS, Guinness and Cornwell were the top three losers in percentage value out of 19 decliners. Today's transaction yielded a lower turnover of 146.48 million shares, worth over 1.18 billion naira in 3,013 deals. The most significantly traded stocks were ICO, Access Bank, and FBN Holdings. And that's it on the Stock Market Reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Major stock markets in Europe were higher earlier today, but retreated after hitting one-year highs, while U.S. equities traded mixed as investors digested several key earnings reports. And that's Business News. It's back to you, Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Melinda. Family members, friends of graduating students and the community at the University of Lagos were all in high spirits as they gathered for the 49th convocation ceremony of the school. Degrees and higher degrees were being conferred on deserving students, as well as conferment of honorary doctorate and professorship. About 231 of the 12,617 graduating students of the University of Lagos were awarded first-class degrees during the event.
Dignitaries, scholars, all seated at the University of Lagos Multipurpose Hall to witness the 49th convocation ceremony.
Represented here today by the Senate Secretary.
The students are excited to be in this procession as part of the ceremony formalizing the degrees of 12,617 of them. 231 are in the first-class division. The event kicks off with the Vice-Chancellor seizing the opportunity to appeal to the federal government to resolve all issues with teachers and university lecturers.
We'd like to use the opportunity of these convocation ceremonies to commend Mr. President for the efforts put in for setting up the committee to negotiate with the university staff unions, a quick agreement with the unions, and prompt government's implementation of whatever is agreed will be the panacea for peace and stability in the university system.
An appeal was made by a representative of President Muhammadu Buhari to teachers to play their part in the country's pursuit of an excellent education sector by upgrading their teaching skills.
I implore Vice Chancellors of Nigerian universities to take full advantage of these initiatives to enable Nigerian universities to efficiently and effectively upgrade their teaching, research, and community development mandates.
For the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Gana, there's an urgent need to ensure that Nigerians live in peace and harmony.
To function well, a federation must be a balanced and equitable structure, must have a balanced and equitable structure of federating units. You get things done by agreement, not by fighting. I urge that these matters be seriously looked into so that our leaders may be guided into the way of peace. May Nigeria know peace.
As the graduating students are released into the labor market, many are hopeful that they will be a part of the solutions to the nation's problems, as highlighted at this event.
Hip, hip, hip.
Among those who graduated from the University of Lagos with first-class degrees, 32 beneficiaries of the Agbami Medical and Engineering Professional Scholarship Program. At the 2015-2016 convocation ceremony, the Manager, Policy, Government and Public Affairs, Chevron Nigeria Limited, Mrs. Sam Otunye, said the scholarship program is part of the Agbami co-venturers' efforts towards providing the needed manpower in the areas of medicine and engineering for Nigeria's development.
The 2015-2016 convocation ceremony of the University of Lagos. In all, over 12,000 students are graduating, with hundreds of them bagging first-class degree from various faculties. In this set, there are two best graduating students in science who are also the overall best graduating students with 5.00 CGPA. They are Taiwo Bankole and Oyidamola Omotuyi. Oyidamola is the beneficiary of the Agbami Scholarship Program. After receiving their awards of degrees, diplomas, certificates and prizes, a happy cheer erupts from the graduates. For the beneficiaries of the Agbami Medical and Engineering Professional Scholarship Program and their family members, it's a dream come true.
Agbami helped me to focus on systems engineering while studying so that I won't have to think of so many other things that I have to do. And I'm really grateful for that which they've done. From my year 1 to year 5, it's not easy.
In Nigeria today, there are many people having a lot of difficulty with their schooling, and I'm talking from a point of knowledge. So I just want to say in a nutshell that it's been very useful to us.
According to the organizers of the scheme, between 2009 and 2015, 7 billion naira had been spent in support of over 15,000 students who had benefited from the scholarship, with 6,500 currently enrolled on the program.
We decided to do this because we know there is dearth of these professionals in the country. And so we committed ourselves to developing, apart from developing the educational sector, but to also providing the necessary manpower needed for the development of the entire country.
The Agbami Scholarship Program is endowed by Chevron, Famfa Oil Limited, Statoil Nigeria, Petrobras Nigeria, and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation.
Meanwhile, the Lagos State government has begun the disbursement of 25 billion naira seed fund to drive wealth creation and support micro, small and medium enterprises in the state. The first set of 705 beneficiaries of the fund were presented with checks worth about 1 billion naira by Governor Akinwumi Ambode. The governor said the fund was a direct response to unemployment, identified as a major socio-economic challenge in Lagos.
Executive Secretary. In its efforts to tackle unemployment, an intervention fund of 25 billion naira was committed by the Lagos State government for a period of 4 years to provide support to entrepreneurs, artisans, and unemployed residents. Today, 705 individuals and enterprises are presented with checks of various amounts of money, ranging from 50,000 to 5 million naira, totaling about 1 billion naira. This is in support of their businesses. Governor Akinwumi Ambode charges the beneficiaries to utilize the funds judiciously.
The idea is that for every 1 million we disburse, we should create a minimum of 5 jobs around that business value chain.
Beneficiaries attest to the credibility of the process.
When it actually started, I didn't know. I thought it was a fluke. But here we are today at the groundbreaking ceremony, receiving a handshake from the governor and also the alert that comes with it.
I was given 2 million naira. I've been into the business for over 5 years now. I've been doing it. But with the money now, I can grow my business better. I can have more outlets, more places to sell. Then I have more customers to take healthy food.
We are not just giving people money. As we give them funding, those of them receiving funding today, for example, will also be receiving an invitation to a training program. Outside of that training program, there's also a continuous process of using business development partners to support and monitor these businesses to ensure that they're executing and implementing their business plans on which we have given them the loans.
The Lagos State Employment Trust Fund aims at providing financial support to over 100,000 micro, small and medium enterprises within the next 3 years. It is expected to create 300,000 direct and 600,000 indirect jobs, expected to add over 200,000 new taxpayers to the Lagos State tax register.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Swiss maestro Roger Federer on course for an 18th Grand Slam title after beating compatriot Stanislas Wawrinka in a 5-set thriller at the Australian Open. More coming up in sports news. Just stay with us.